Alright, hey guys, what's going on? Brian back here with another recap video. This time we're recapping tonight's episode of SmackDown. Of course, it was night number 1 of the WWE Draft, which will conclude this Monday on Raw. I'm going to run through everything that happened as far as matches and segments, and then give my thoughts on the draft picks that were made. So, going through everything that went down, Big E defeated Sheamus in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Then during a backstage interview, he would be joined by the returning Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. So the New Day was reunited. It was a good night for the New Day, but also a somber night for the New Day as well tonight, and I'll get into that in just a moment. Then we had an in-ring promo from Jey Uso, who wanted to know from Roman Reigns what the stipulation was for their upcoming Universal title Hell in a Cell match. And Roman appeared on the Tron, saying that for the first time ever, it is going to be Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion, defending against Jey Uso inside Hell in a Cell. But not only will it be a Hell in a Cell match, it will be a Hell in a Cell I Quit match, where the only way to win is by making your opponent say the words, I quit. And then Roman promised that after that match, there will be serious consequences, whatever that means. We had a tag team match with Jeff Hardy and Matt Riddle defeating The Miz and John Morrison. Sasha Banks defeated Bayley via disqualification in their SmackDown Women's title match. Then a little bit later on, Sasha would challenge Bayley for the SmackDown Women's title at Hell in a Cell, inside Hell in a Cell. So that looks like that's going to be another huge match coming up on October 25th. Then Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, they would defeat Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura to become the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And Michael Cole, I don't know if he made a mistake, but he said that the New Day became the Tag Team Champions for the 7th time, even though they are 8-time Tag Team Champions. Does that mean that, was that a mistake or what have you? Because if they won the titles tonight, that would mean they would be 9-time Tag Team Champions. So, I don't know if that was just a mistake on his part or what have you, but, it was what it was. We had an Otis and Tucker segment. Of course, Otis tonight was supposed to have his court fight or his court battle with Miz. However, he was served with papers that says that Miz's lawyer has asked for a continuance in that whole situation involving the Money in the Bank briefcase and everything else. And then in the main event, it was The Fiend defeating Kevin Owens. Not much of a match. Owens threw everything at The Fiend, but The Fiend just destroyed him. So now on to the draft choices. And the big thing coming out of tonight's first night of the draft is that the New Day have been split up. That's right. Big E was drafted to SmackDown, and Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions, were drafted to Monday Night Raw. Now, according to the draft rules that they had announced, of course, the same rules as usual. Raw gets 3 draft picks each round. SmackDown gets 2 draft picks. Tag teams count as 1 pick unless a brand wants a specific member. But a new rule this time is that if a champion is drafted, then that champion, their title or that championship will go with that champion to the specific brand that they got drafted to. So with Kofi and Xavier Woods being the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions and them getting drafted to Monday Night Raw, that means that the SmackDown Tag Team Championships are going to Monday Night Raw. Now, what are they going to do with that? Are they going to change it over to the Raw Tag Team Championships? Are they going to have to defend them against the SmackDown Tag Teams? How is that going to work? They didn't really give a lot of details as far as that is concerned. But getting into the draft choices, I got the list of both Raw and SmackDown of who's going to be going where. I'm going to start off with Raw. Let me fix this real fast. I'm going to start off with Raw since they got the first draft choice. So Drew McIntyre, the WWE champion, he's going to be staying on Raw. Asuka, the Raw Women's Champion, is going to be staying. The Hurt Business, MVP, the United States Champion Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and Cedric Alexander, they're staying on Raw. AJ Styles is coming back to Monday Night Raw. Naomi is going to Raw. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax are staying on Raw as well. They are the current Women's Tag Team Champions, so they can appear on any brand they want and defend their titles on any brand. So Ricochet is staying on Monday nights. So is Mandy Rose. The Miz and John Morrison are going to Monday Night Raw. Now, I mentioned earlier with the whole Otis and Miz situation, them moving Miz and Morrison to Raw really doesn't make any sense, because if you're doing this feud with Miz and Otis over the Money in the Bank briefcase, and they're doing this whole court thing with now Miz's lawyer has filed a continuance to bleed Otis dry as far as money-wise. My thing is, it doesn't make any sense if you're doing a feud with them. And when do these picks take effect? Do they take effect after Hell in a Cell? Do they take effect before that? Who knows? But I just find that if you have a feud going on between two superstars, wouldn't it make sense to have those two superstars on the same brand so you can continue that feud? But it is what it is. Also joining Raw, as I mentioned, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. That, as far as specifically with the Raw and SmackDown Women's titles and the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team titles, that they really need to clarify what they're going to do with those. Because we know Asuka is staying on Raw. She was drafted tonight. So she's staying on Raw with the Raw Women's title. But with Kofi and Xavier being the SmackDown Tag Champs and them going to Monday Night Raw with the championships, they really need to clarify what that means and how they're going to handle that whole with everything with that. So Dana Brooke is going to be staying on Raw, as is Angel Garza. So those were the picks that were made tonight for Monday Night Raw. SmackDown, I think, got some really good picks as well, and I'll get into that in just a moment. So SmackDown got 8 picks in the 4 rounds that they had. Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion, he's staying on Friday night. He's actually going to be defending his Universal Championship next week against the Monster Among Men, Braun Strowman, on the season premiere. The Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins, will now be known as the Friday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins, because Rollins is coming to SmackDown as well. He got drafted tonight, as did Sasha Banks. So Sasha's going to be staying on SmackDown. Bianca Belair, who I think is going to do hopefully do some good things on SmackDown. she will be coming. She got drafted tonight to SmackDown. Jey Uso will be staying on SmackDown to continue his feud with Roman. In a pick that I think that they should end this feud with Rollins and the Mysterios, Rey and Dominic Mysterio are coming to Friday Night SmackDown. So obviously, there ain't no end in sight for that feud with them and Seth Rollins. As I mentioned before, Big E is going to be staying on SmackDown, and Otis is going to be staying on SmackDown as well. So those are the 20 picks that were made. Sorry, guys. Those are the 20 picks that were made tonight on night number 1. Now that means that whoever was left in the draft pool are now considered free agents. So if there was 20 picks made, the rest of everybody else are now free agents. They can sign with whichever brand they want. So yeah, I think the biggest thing coming out of tonight was the New Day being split up. I was actually surprised that they did it, but I'm also thinking that this is a big opportunity for them to continue Big E's singles push going forward. So I kind of see it as a good thing for Big E. No disrespect to Kofi and Xavier, but I think Big E deserves a singles run or a singles push. So that's pretty much it. So yeah, pretty much those were the names of the people that got drafted tonight in night number 1. Monday is the conclusion of the draft. So a lot of people in that pool as well, in that draft pool as well for Monday. So yeah, a lot of good picks made for both shows tonight. But yeah, the biggest thing is that the New Day got split up. So I thought tonight's episode of SmackDown was okay. Wasn't all that great. You know, a lot of people are probably looking forward to the draft to see who was going to get drafted as far as the first night. So yeah, my thoughts on the show was a miss. I mean, but you know, I was surprised that they actually split up the New Day with putting Kofi and Xavier on Raw and keeping Big E on SmackDown. So yeah, that's been pretty much it. This has been my SmackDown recap, recapping everything that went down on night number 1 of the draft. As always, I am Brian, and thank you for watching.